This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it. Guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Get lost in the acoustic brilliance of 3D audio that surrounds you. Feel the embrace of the massage seats that adapt to your every move. Experience the warmth of a vehicle that welcomes you as you approach. We could tell you what makes a Lincoln SUV so extraordinary, but don't take our word for it. Take it on a test drive at the Lincoln Summer Invitation with exclusive offers on now, only at your local Lincoln retailer.
Ah, Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant.
Whoa, that's refreshing.
And a 9.5 plus pH for every way you move.
I did take a spin class today.
Restoring like a pro. Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant. For those with a taste for taste. Grab yours today.
My favorite thing about Shipt since I signed up for Target Circle 360? No price markups when I order same-day delivery from tons of local stores. Only a handful of alcohol retailers and items don't count. I won't lie, I've had too much fun being like, markups on groceries? Not in my fridge. Markups on pet food? Not for my DOG. Markups on tools, electronics, home goods, meds? Not in my house. Anyway, it's awesome. Order now at shipt.com/360. Terms apply.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Whether it's a voice call, message, or sending a password. To WhatsApp, it's all just this. So whether you're sharing the streaming password in the family chat or trading those late-night voice messages that could basically become a podcast, your personal messages stay between you, your friends, and your family. No one else. Not even us. WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. Enjoy complimentary access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection. And with a welcome offer of 150,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases on the card within your first 3 months of membership, your business can soar to new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
Enter the world of sports the way you want with EA Sports College Football 26. Whether you rise through the ranks as a coach or chase greatness from high school recruit to Heisman, build your legacy and wear your colors with pride. Buy College Football 26 now at go.ea.com/MVP-bundle and bring glory home today. EA Sports College Football 26 is rated E for everyone. Includes in-game purchases, including random items.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Got a car to sell but no time to waste? Hop on to Carvana.com to get a real offer for your car in seconds. All you have to do is enter your license plate, answer a few quick questions, and if you accept the offer, Carvana will pay you as soon as you hand the keys over. They even offer same-day pickup in many cities. Save your time, score some cash, and sell your car the convenient way to Carvana. Pickup times vary. Fees may apply.
Shopping is hard, right? But I found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And he sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what works and send back the rest. It's so easy. Make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
Grandpa's here.
Hank's always helping out. Grandpa style. Now he's treating his prostate cancer with help from Xtandi enzalutamide. Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Xtandi.com.
Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Like with the road trippers we see here in their natural habitat, the breakfast area at a Comfort Inn. Here's a dad teaching his son how to make waffles. Fluffy, golden waffles. There's a mom making sure her daughter eats some fruit to avoid the "I'm hungry" from the back seat. And a sibling standoff over the last muffin. This is the cycle of vacation maximizationing in all its glory. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
If you used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world, with lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers. Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Spotify. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify. Rules and restrictions may apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
BTW, FYI. Visit Nexplanon.com RN to learn about Nexplanon. It's an adjustral implant, 68 milligrams radiopaque. Or ask your HCP IRL. Okay, TTYL.
I'm Cindy Lauper. My psoriasis was all over, even on my scalp, which may mean 4 times the risk for psoriatic arthritis. But Cosentyx works on both.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis 300 milligram dose and adults with active psoriatic arthritis 150 milligram dose. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com or 1-844-COSENTYX. Ask your doctor about Cosentyx.
This episode is brought to you by IKEA. College, it's about setting yourself up for success and showing off your style. At IKEA, you'll find what you need and want to create a space that puts who you are on full display. Want to turn your room into the college setup of your dreams? How about a dorm room where affordable meets amazing? IKEA is on it. Pick up from thousands of locations or find affordable delivery options that can take the stress out of getting set up for college. Shop now at IKEA-USA.com/readyforcollege.
10 years from today, Lisa Schneider will trade in her office job to become the leader of a pack of dogs. As the owner of her own dog rescue, that is. A second act made possible by the reskilling courses Lisa's taking now with AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. And she can finally run with the big dogs. And the small dogs, who just think they're big dogs. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Learn more at aarp.org/skills.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range, the 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins. It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at polestar.com.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS.
Why feedback often misses the mark. Understanding human nature to drive real change abstract. This article examines why traditional feedback often fails to drive meaningful behavioral change in professional settings despite good intentions. Drawing from organizational psychology research and extensive consulting experience. The author argues that feedback alone is insufficient due to natural defensive reactions, contextual barriers, and the sustained effort required for behavior modification. The piece proposes a more effective approach that leverages feedback to cultivate intrinsic motivation through master-of-focus discussions.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
The Jack Welch Management Institute at Strayer University helps you go from, I know the way, to I've arrived with our top 10 ranked online MBA. Gain skills you can learn today and apply tomorrow. Get ready to go from make it happen to made it happen. And keep striving. Visit strayer.edu/Jack Welch MBA to learn more. Strayer University is certified to operate in Virginia by Chev and has many campuses, including at 2121 15th Street North in Arlington, Virginia.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for a Big Mac or drop a crispy fry between the car seats or use your McDonald's bag as a placemat, then that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
Hey business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 110,000 bonus miles for a limited time through July 16th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends 7/16/25.
Appealing to internal drivers, promoting growth mindsets, and providing structured support for application. By integrating psychological insights about human tendencies with practical strategies illustrated through case studies, the author demonstrates how feedback can be transformed from a superficial information exchange into a powerful catalyst for sustainable professional development and genuine behavioral change. As business consultants and leadership coaches, we've all seen it time and time again: performance reviews, feedback sessions, and development planning that ends up falling flat or even backfiring. No matter how meaningful the intentions, the feedback often fails to actually influence behavior or drive improvement in the way it was intended. After over a decade in this industry and drawing from both my own experiences as well as a wealth of research from organizational psychology, I've come to better understand why feedback so commonly misses the mark. Today we will explore alternative approaches to feedback that can help make it more impactful. The limitations of feedback alone. A common misconception is that simply providing employees with insightful, candid feedback about their performance or development areas will be enough to catalyze positive change. The reality, as many studies have shown, is that feedback alone rarely leads to lasting behavior modification. Ilgen et al. 1979. Kluger and Denisai, 1996. There are a few key reasons for this. Individuals often don't internalize or fully accept critical feedback. Our natural tendency is to minimize negative information about ourselves and rationalize away criticism. Korsgaard and Roberson. 1995. Even with the best of intentions, it can be difficult for recipients to absorb critical messages without getting defensive. Contextual barriers often obstruct improvement efforts. There may be organizational, team, or personal barriers preventing an employee from effectively addressing issues raised in feedback, no matter how well received. For example, lack of resources, competing priorities, or an unsupportive work environment can undermine change initiatives. Sims. 1977. Turning insight into action requires sustained motivation and effort. Behavior change is a process that takes time, repeated practice, an ongoing commitment. Simply hearing feedback is usually not enough to ignite and sustain that level of drive and perseverance. Kluger and Denisi. 1996. The bottom line is that, on its own, feedback seldom addresses the fundamental psychological and situational obstacles that must be overcome for real behavioral shifts to occur. More holistic interventions are needed. Leveraging feedback to drive intrinsic motivation rather than seeing feedback as an end in itself. The most impactful professionals view it as a means to an end, specifically as a way to cultivate the self-driven motivation required for real growth and development. Decades of research in areas like organizational behavior, social psychology, and coaching have illuminated a number of effective strategies for doing so. Focus on mastery, not judgment, leading with an emphasis on learning and continuous improvement, rather than judgment and criticism, helps feedback retain its intended purpose of development rather than devolving into a punitive exercise. Kluger and Denisi. 1996. For example, framing discussions around clear standards of performance, skill-building next steps, and future aspirations keeps the lens on mastery over evaluation. Appeal to internal drivers, intrinsic motivators like autonomy, purpose, mastery, and contribution have far more lasting impact on behavior than external pressures. Pink. 2009. Strategies like collaborative goal setting, giving ownership over solutions, and aligning development to an employee's core values activate these types of self-driven forces for change. Model and cultivate growth mindsets. Research indicates individuals with fixed mindsets see ability as innate while those with growth mindsets see it as developable. Dweck. 2006. Leaders who convey their own journey of continuous learning and acknowledge feedback as an opportunity, not a condemnation, can influence a similar approach in others. Provide structure and support for application. Merely processing feedback intellectually is rarely sufficient for behavioral modification. Employees need practical guidance, resources and accountability mechanisms to operationalize new insights. Sims. 1977. Follow-up conversations to problem-solve barriers, scaffold skill building and jointly track progress over time strengthen motivation and commitment. By reframing feedback as a leverage point for intrinsic drive rather than an end in itself, leaders can help guide truly transformational development journeys at both an individual and organizational level. But to maximize impact, a situational understanding of human factors is indispensable. Applying an understanding of human nature beyond specific strategies and models. I've found one of the most important factors in yielding impactful feedback is leaders developing a nuanced appreciation of inherent human tendencies and biases. With this type of situational awareness, guidance can be tailored appropriately. Recognize we are poor judges of ourselves. Overconfidence, biases and limited perspectives mean our self-assessments are often flawed. Kruger and Dunning. 1999. Seeking 360-degree input and cross-functional perspectives gives a more well-rounded portrait to inform discussions. Accept defensiveness as human, not personal. Defensiveness serves an important psychological need to maintain self-esteem. Getting past it requires patience. Understanding and reframing criticism constructively rather than punitively. Korsgaard and Robeson. 1995. No environmental factors must align. Long-term habits don't change in a vacuum. Feedback needs complementary adjustments to systems, resources and accountability mechanisms supporting new behaviors. Gully et al. 2002. Expect resistance, then commitment. Over time, behavior modification follows identifiable stages: resistance, uncertainty, experimentation, and finally commitment, with plateaus and regressions part of the process. Prochaska and Di Clementi. 1982. Gestures of support during transitions reinforce motivation. By tapping into fundamental insights about human behavior gleaned from research over decades, feedback providers can give guidance in a way that is pragmatic, empathetic and tailored appropriately to individual and situational nuances. This type of situated understanding builds the trust and resonance needed to leverage feedback into real and sustainable growth. Putting it into practice, 3 case examples to bring these concepts to life. Let me share a few real-world examples I've encountered in my work. A tech startup's account management team, during a performance review. One rep became defensive about customer satisfaction scores, blaming metrics. Rather than arguing, the manager acknowledged it's hard data to hear yet emphasized their strong relationship building, an area they could leverage more through targeted client engagement. Reframing criticism positively maintained motivation to problem-solve constructively. A manufacturing plant supervisor. This supervisor struggled with delegation. In a follow-up meeting, the plant manager and direct reports collaboratively mapped responsibilities and accountabilities to new team roles aligned with each person's strengths. Structured support over time helped the supervisor adopt a more empowering leadership approach. An insurance CSR. This customer service rep had difficulty multitasking efficiently on phone calls. Together they segmented tasks into action steps with associated support, a detailed script, call flow diagram, shadowing experiences, etc. Breaking the goal into clear, manageable pieces stabilized performance during the adjustment period. In each case, applying understanding of human psychology to the specific context helped individuals not just accept but truly internalize and apply feedback in a sustainable way. This is the type of impact that becomes possible with feedback that is as insightful as it is situational and empathetic. Conclusion: as professionals aiming to drive meaningful change through guidance and development, it's imperative we understand the significant limitations of treating feedback as a superficial exchange of information, versus leveraging it as a catalyst for transformation. Research across fields makes it clear that deeply entrenched behaviors don't shift through or admonishment alone, they require addressing psychological needs, practical support structures, and an appreciation of innate human tendencies throughout the adjustment process. By viewing each individual holistically and customizing our approach accordingly, feedback can become a leveraging point for the intrinsic motivation necessary to fuel real, sustainable growth. It's a matter of meeting people where they're at psychologically and logistically, not where we wish them to be. With empathy, research-backed strategies, and an eye towards cultivating growth mindsets, the full potential of feedback as a developmental tool can be realized. An understanding of human factors, applied thoughtfully in context, is what makes the difference between advice that resonates and that which ultimately rings hollow.